Welcome back to another episode of SlackerCraft. So, we made some more progress on the base since the last episode. But as you can see in my hands, we have some moss blocks. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the farms we've made. But today, we're going to focus on trying to make a moss farm. So we could take the lazy way. If we want to dig out an area, we can go put a moss block down, bone meal it, make some moss, dig it up, and then just kind of work our way and get it that way. But no, I thought we would give this a go and try to actually make a farm. So here's what we're going to do. Is we have some of our items that we need in this box. Whoops. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to use lava and water to make stone. So the idea is when you use bone meal on a moss block, it will replace certain blocks. The issue is stone is the only block it replaces that we can replenish. Okay, it will do diorite and granite and andesite, but we can't actually make those in a farm. So what we're going to do is off in the distance here, on this little part here, this island here, which is littered by Enderman garbage, all of this stuff here, we are going to build our farm here. So what we need to do first is we need to figure out how are we going to create stone. And then once we get the stone, we bone meal the moss to turn it into moss and other things that we will pull out of this farm. And then we need to figure out, well, how do we destroy those things? How do we pick them up? Alright, so let me actually flatten this one level out. Let's get rid of this too. So the first thing we're going to try to accomplish is if we can get stone being made. So that's going to be the first goal. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to make some stone and we're going to push it along with a piston. And we're going to do that several times till we get the amount that we want pushed up. And then we will then turn it into moss and kind of work our way through that. So it's going to get dark soon, but I think what I need is we'll grab lava, some water, pistons. Let's see, what else do we want? We're going to need some glass and stone just so we can kind of close this in. And I think that is going to be where we want to start. So we're going to focus on that first. So, ooh, I need some scaffolding. So let me go ahead and grab some scaffolding real quick. As I fly into my other farms that I've made. Alright, so scaffolding. Perfect. Alright, and I added some new farms here. I'll show those to you in a little bit after we get through this piece. Okay. So, let's see here. We're gonna have to, I want this to be a little bit higher at first because I don't want to have to dig down too far to fit everything below that I need. So, what I want right here is I need this to point up. I want this, I'm gonna need a block here. And does this look pretty centered? No, we'll go this way one. Yeah, okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a piston pointing up. Ugh. Come on. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. There we go. Okay. Please be in a good spot. There we go. There. Yeah, that will be perfect at an angle, so I don't have to move it. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of get one situated to do what we want. And then I'll kind of cut out, add the rest, and then come back. So let's go ahead and sleep. That way we don't have any issues with mobs. I'm still mob-proofing the base. I will eventually get there. I've got torches everywhere, but not on everywhere. Okay. So, what we have here is we have a piston pointing up, and above that piston is going to be water. Now I'm just going to kind of put this in. We'll kind of clean this up, but I just want to see if this works. Okay, so I'm thinking if we put I need a stairs here. Where's the stairs? There's the stairs. Let's add one to the scaffold. There we go. Okay. And so what we do is we will put a stair here, and then we will waterlog it. Okay. So this water source will stay put. It will not get removed, that source block. And so if we have lava come down on top of this part here, this should turn into a stone block right here. At least that's the plan. So let's go ahead and let's see here. Lava's going to come down, make the block here or here above it. We need it to be above. So this is going to be a piston here. So the idea is this should turn into a stone block, gets pushed up in front of this block, and then gets pushed out of the way to here. And so that's the process. And so we need the lava to come down. So we'll just do glass temporarily. And I'm going to put a block here because that's going to end up turning into a stone as stuff gets pushed. Okay. And so I need lava above. So let's go up one more. And let's go ahead and put in our lava. And let's see what that does. Okay, the lava goes down, turns that into stone. So, did I bring buttons? Or did I bring levers? I did not bring buttons. Let me grab some buttons, because I'm thinking we can get rid of that. We'll put buttons on those pistons, and we will push them just to see if it does what we want. Okay, buttons. I need to get some glow ink eventually for the rest of these signs. Some of them have been lit up, but not all. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this out. Let's go ahead and just put a couple here. All right, let's put a button here. And we need a button on this one. Okay. So the order I need this to go is this piston first. That pushes it up. Water comes back in. And my button popped off. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. And then now we push this button. And that pushes that over, and the lava comes back down, and we get our stone again. Perfect. Alright, so let me put a block on the side of this, and then put the button on. I don't know why the button popped off. Okay, but anyway. So it gets pushed up, and then it gets pushed over, and there we go. So that is going to be the basic idea of how we are going to create the stone that's going to be part of this. Perfect. And so I'm going to keep this as the central one. I'm going to build some off to the side. I need an obsidian block. I did not grab obsidian. Where did I keep obsidian? Is that with the nether stuff? No. Maybe I have that over here. There we go, there's it. Okay, so we just need one. Okay. And let's go ahead and go back. So, the question is, why do we need an obsidian block? Well, what's going to happen is we are going to push out several blocks to make a little platform. And in the middle is where we need to use bone meal on, you could do a moss block, but I think you could use a podzol block. If you bone meal a podzol block, it should turn some stuff into moss. And let's go ahead and actually extend this out a couple, just because I want to do this. Now, one of the things I'm going to have to be really careful is I need to make sure that this only triggers once before that one goes. I can't have this go twice. If it goes twice, that stone gets pushed up and takes away the lava. So that's going to be something we're going to have to be careful with. Alright, so that should be good. Yeah. And let's go ahead and put this block here so we can get around. Alright, perfect. And so I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yuck. We'll have to avoid that. I think if we put, I'm not sure where we want to put this. 1, 2, 3. Well, we'll put the obsidian here. So the idea is the obsidian will not get pushed. Okay, it will stay put. So what's going to happen is we are never going to get stone in this little spot here, but as we widen this, we'll be able to get stone all the way out there. All right, and that just looks like trouble. Hopefully they stay away. Okay, so where's my podzol? And there's the podzol. And let's go ahead and grab our dispenser now. And let's see here. I need to get a dispenser podzol there and a dispenser facing up into it. So, let me see, am I in the right spot? Perfect. So where's my dispenser? Pointed up. Podzol on top. And I probably should grab some bone meal. And yeah, let's go ahead and grab a little bit of bone meal and grab some stone blocks. I just want to check that the dispenser does what I want. So bone meal is going to be over here where we have our bone blocks. All right. Podzol gonna work? We'll have to have a moss block there. I don't know. Okay. Let's see here. What else did I want? Additional stone. Do I have just plain stone floating around in here? Yeah, that works. That's enough. I just want to test out a couple pieces. Ooh, yes. I'm surprised that worked. Okay, so we'll just throw some stone here. And let's go ahead and turn this into bone meal. And can I see the dispenser from here? Yep. And let's go ahead and throw a button on that dispenser. I like how they're just swimming along in the water, away from us. Wrong way. And let's go ahead and throw our button on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the button. And okay, so that's not doing anything, so let me get back up. Maybe that has to be a moss block. Alright. No, it has to be moss, because otherwise you could just, you don't have to find it at first to be able to make it. Okay. Okay. Boo, moss. Okay. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Now, the way this is going to work out nicely is as we build more stone, when we push it, the moss blocks will actually get broken by the stone being pushed. So we actually do not need to break these blocks. So the pushing will actually, they're coming toward us now, great, will actually break the blocks for us. So that will be one good thing. Now the problem is, that won't work for everything. because even though we didn't get any of the, yeah, we did, we got here, this moss carpet piece does not break when the blocks get pushed. It stays put. So what we're going to do is above this platform, we're going to do the same thing you would do with, say, a pumpkin or a melon farm. That you have pistons come down and basically push on this. And as that piston pushes on that, that will break that block. All right, so that's going to be the plan. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go sleep. I am going to run away from the patrol. And then I'm going to widen our platform here. So I will be back in a jiffy. The platform is going to be done now. So I widened it out, so we are going 7 wide total for now. We don't need to have too much. Could go a little bit wider, but I think that's going to be good. So we have it set up that this string of pistons, whenever I press this button, this string of pistons will push up this stone. And as you can see, that pushes that up and it drops down, and there's the water. And then this next piston, when I push it, is going to push all the blocks along. And then it all will come down, make the next set. And so as long as we alternate these two things, we will make our stone, and that will push out. So let's go ahead and do this a few times just so you can see. There we go. Let's push that too fast. Oh, see, I pushed that too fast and we got cobble in there, so that could be an issue. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have to make sure that there is enough delay between this signal and that signal that the lava has a chance to drop down. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay. I should be getting to the point where I can't really push any out anymore. So let's go ahead and just... I want to see what breaks when we do that. Because eventually the pistons should not be able to push out further. No, they're going. Well, that definitely went out pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have to be careful with that timing to avoid this. So now, if I press on this, we get our moss blocks like that. Any more? That's all it's going to make? Okay, fine. So now, we push up. And now, when we push out, you can see moss blocks falling. Or there were. Oh, they're sitting up on top. Okay. That's fine though. Push up. Push out. Alright, and let's go ahead and make more. Oh, did I have an issue with my moss block there? Let's take a look from above. Let's make sure nothing weird is happening. And nope, it is there. Oh, it's got grass on it. I wonder if that's causing an issue. But hey, there we go. Okay. But that will be taken care of by the pistons that come down and press on this. So what we're going to have to do is... I think if we just go here... So let me go ahead and just put down a marker for myself. Use sand. So if we go here, is that diagonal from there? Yep, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I think if we just do a whole bunch of pistons, a big square of pistons right here that presses down, that like you would on melon and pumpkin farm, that will take care of the grass, the moss carpet, and the azalea bushes. So let's go ahead and sleep. but I think I'm happy with it so far. We're definitely going to have to work on some timing, because I'm not going to have this farm be one that focuses on just pressing the buttons. But we are going to have to mess with timing and some redstone circuits to be able to get this to where we want. Okay. So what I need is I need pistons on top of this pointing down. So I think the easiest thing to do is to do this. And then actually dig out the stuff underneath. That way we can do what we need. Okay. But that is going to be planned. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bore you with watching me try to fit all those pistons in. Once again, just like I did with the widening this out, the plan is to have the pistons here, this level, press down, smash the stuff. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I will be right back again. The pistons are in, and so we actually have our farm is pretty much ready to go for the timing. So let's go ahead and run through how this is going to work. So first thing is we need, because we have stone in this spot, we need this button to trigger, which pushes the stone up. We need this to trigger, which pushes the stone over, and that breaks some of the moss blocks. And then we need this to trigger at some point in time to create new moss blocks. And then we need the pistons to trigger. As you can see, that will pop off the azalea blocks and the carpet. So let's go ahead and do this again. And push that over. Yeah, see the moss blocks breaking apart? Perfect. There we go. Run that over. Yep. Break apart some more moss blocks. So now the thing is, we could go button, 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 button. We don't have to have this one trigger every time. We could probably wait a couple, but I think I'm not really worried about bone meal at this point. We have a lot of it. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is try to set up the redstone to basically trigger this circuit, trigger that circuit, come over, trigger the bone meal, then trigger the pistons. And then we'll just kind of cycle through those four things. And I think that will give us what we want with the farm. Now, the only other thing we need to do is we need to put a platform underneath with a minecart hopper to be able to pick these items up that are sitting up top. And I think I'm going to do that and then try to figure out how on earth I'm going to try to get this all sequenced up in one. But yeah, there we go. So we actually have everything going, and we have the blocks. So we need to come into this block. We need to come into this block. We need to power the dispenser and power that block. So those are our entry points for the four different circuits, or the one circuit with those four different connections that we need to deal with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of build my platform, close this up, and then try to mess around with the redstone. And once again, I will be back to show you how that turned out. The farm is complete. I'm going to apologize. The redstone is not pretty, but it works. All right. So what we have down here is a hopper clock. All right, your standard hopper clock with a lever to turn it off and on. And so right now I have 18 blocks in there. So what's going to happen is those blocks are going to shuffle over, and then this redstone block will switch and then stay here for a while and then go back. Now, the redstone signal coming out comes to an observer. The idea is I want the signal coming out of this to be a pulse, whereas the way it's set up with a hopper clock is that signal would be on for a long time and then it would be off for a long time, which messes up with the pistons. I want the pistons to extend and then retract right away. So the observer is just there to turn that extended on into a pulse. All right. So it comes into here, and this is where the signal splits. This path right here leads over to some observers that go up to the dispenser. All right. I decided as long as I keep the pistons working right in time with the sequence there, I really don't care about the dispenser or the pistons going off. It doesn't matter when they go off in regards to the others. It's just keeping these two pistons straight is what I need to do. So this path comes over here and goes over there, and that's what sends off the dispenser. This path comes over here and it spirals up. I know there's better ways to do this, but I just needed to get something working. And the signal goes up there, and then it sends off the pistons. Now the signal then, as it comes out of that observer, splits off this way, and this path here, these blocks leads up to the pistons that push the stone up. And then I have the signal also goes to these repeaters, spirals up, and then uses those pistons, sends those off. Now, I have these repeaters delayed. That way there's a little bit of a delay between when these pistons go off and those. Alright, so let me actually go ahead and turn this on so you can actually see this running. Alright. And so it's going to move the blocks over, and then there's the pulse. And so we'll kind of back up so you can see everything. So there's a new stone, piston, piston, stone, piston, piston, stone. So we got this nice little cycle working out, timed out pretty well. Now let's go ahead and go over here. The dispenser went off. To actually go up top, it might be easier to see. Oh, there, what's going on. Come over this one. That is very loud. I need to close up some glass here. That's been smelting away. But we'll close this up a little bit. Oh. We'll clean that up after. Okay. But this is kind of like my way to get in if I need to mess with the hopper and add in more bone meal. But as you can see, let's see here, the pistons come down, the new stuff comes up, and then the pistons will come down again. And then blocks get pushed. So overall, I think that's working pretty well. And then our hopper minecart's going around picking everything up. Or it's supposed to be picking it. It didn't pick up the seeds. Oh, that's not good. Pick them up, please. Okay, you got the carpet. Let's see. See here, what's going on? What's our problem? Come on in. Click. Oh, that's why it's not getting the seeds, because it is full. Alright, what are my hoppers look like here? Oh boy. And I might have to, that's gonna be a pain, but let's see what's going on here. Are we getting anything? Yeah, okay, we're getting stuff in there. Okay. Might not have enough hoppers in this setup. So I might need to put a few more hoppers in there so it has a little bit more time to sit over top and drop off before it's getting picked up. But Yeah. Either that. Yeah, because right now I don't care about the seeds, but the problem is it's the seeds that aren't getting picked up. But I don't want to see the moss blocks just sitting in there. Yep, see the moss blocks just sitting in there. Okay. I heard a zombie. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to stick in a few more hoppers so that we can get that out. Either that or I could do the part where the minecart comes out, stops, goes back in, and gives us what we need. But I think for now, I am pretty happy with this. I gotta close this up, but we are definitely producing plenty of moss. Alright, so let me go ahead and get somewhere quieter, and we'll go ahead and see. Alright, so we got our moss farm going. It is similar to the moss farm you could find that was created by Raiseworks. Alright, similar idea. I didn't copy his exactly. What I did was I kind of looked at his and like, okay, that's a general idea of how this farm is going to work. And I kind of wanted to try to kind of figure out everything on my own to see how it would work and get the timing right instead of just following a tutorial block for block. I think it feels better whenever you go ahead and you get something built and it's like, okay, I have a general idea of how this is done. Let's figure this out. That's why my redstone is pretty ugly, but that is okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this off. So, just in that little bit, we definitely have, what, almost 3 stacks of moss blocks. We got 2 stacks of carpet, some azaleas, some flowering azaleas, and that's not counting what I randomly picked up and what could still be sitting up there. So, in the end, I think it's a perfectly good farm. It's going to do what we need and give us what we need. So, all right. So, let's go ahead and do a screen capture of this so we can make... No. Yeah. Let's do it. Where's the moss? Where's the moss? Because we need to get a screenshot of this. So let's go ahead and get a moss here. An azalea. Let's put this in our offhand. We'll take off the helmet. We'll put this in the other hand. And we'll come over here. We'll stand in front of our farm just like this. And there we go. We have our screenshot for the episode. Okay. So, I think that is going to be it for this episode. We kind of focused on the moss block, getting the farm going. Of course, just like anything we build, we'll make some improvements. I think the improvement I want to make is basically the minecart hopper, but the rest of it I'm happy with. I could play around with the redstone to make it look nicer, but you know what? I don't care. As long as it works, it is good with me. I'm not trying to squeeze this into a small area. Ooh, wandering trader. Okay. All right. And so that is going to be it for this episode. And I hope you had fun. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.